Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. On this video, we're doing the first 64 tile build from the Tiny Living Stuff Pack, and it goes interesting. But first up, you're about to see some exclusive footage of the Caliente sister having a walk of shame. Yes, I captured this while I was getting B-roll for the video. Those Caliente sisters doing what they do best. Other Sims. Anyway, back to the video. This is going to be interesting. So, actually, good news is it's base game only besides the Tiny Living Stuff Pack. As for the layout and the aesthetic of the house, I mean, it's going to be mid-century because we want to use those new Tiny Living objects. I also really like that door from Movie Stuff Hangout, so I actually downloaded Movie Stuff Hangout before I streamed this. And that was because Movie Stuff Hangout was on sale 50% off, so I had to get it. I never buy stuff packs besides Tiny Living and now Movie Stuff Hangout, but I only got Movie Stuff Hangout because it was on sale. I'd never spent full price on a stuff pack usually, but Tiny Living was different for me because it just implemented so many different game mechanics, because you could add like just programming, just a challenge element to it with your build. What I'm trying to do now is fit in a full 6-seating dining room situation without using as many tiles as possible. So I went that way rather than going horizontal, because 4 tiles versus 5, the 1 tile counts. So here I realized that basically with 3 bedrooms and a master bedroom, there are very little tiles left. And this is the end of my game show host voice. Oh, phew. Turns out speaking from the diaphragm is just not what I meant to do. Anyhow, so here I am trying to figure out the shape of the house, and yes, that 1 tile does make a difference. It's going to be a little study nook. We're going to put a computer in there, and yeah, it's going to have to be mid-century because that's the style of these objects from Tiny Living. Honestly, I think as these builds go on, I'm getting worse at them. I think trying to use the Murphy bed and stuff is just not working out. I mean, I think it's cool that the master bedroom is also the sitting room, but I feel like given the fact that we have double the tiles, I didn't fit that much extra in compared to my other videos. I mean, I really haven't if you think about it. I mean, I have 2 more bedrooms, but that's about 12 tiles, whereas I've been given an extra 32 tiles. So I can't tell you where those 20 tiles went. Yeah, I didn't really... I'm going to have another crack at this. I was going to move on to the 100 tile challenge, but I'm extremely unhappy with how this build turned out. So I'm going to give it a second go, but please stay and watch the rest of the video because I do think overall it is a nice house. I'm even thinking over it in my head. I think what I'm going to go for will be something similar to the renovated Irish barn that I did in my last video, or those other 2 houses which basically have the same layout with just different aesthetics. But the bedrooms are going to be upgraded to, rather than being 6 tiles, being 9 by 9, so we can actually fit stuff into them so they're useful. I got a dresser in there and other stuff. And that should leave me with about another 15 tiles, which means I should be able to make a living room out of that. So there should be full master bedroom. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back because I clearly built this wrong. I did something wrong here. So we're going to go back and do a second build, and hopefully we'll figure it out. And I'll be able to deliver something incredibly amazing in 64 tiles, because let's face it, this is kind of lame. I think, as I said in the stream, maybe I did put form over function this time around because it is the shape of a regular house you would see in life. And even the roofing wasn't too hard to do, which is kind of the first hint that I did put form over function. And clearly the way to go with these tiny builds, because you're trying to maximize space, is literally to go for function over form. That says no matter how many builds I do in The Sims, I will always suck at roofing, because even here I'm trying to perfect the roof and not just stop it from overlapping, but trying to figure out how to do it in different pieces. I've never figured out how to do it in different pieces. There are YouTubers who can do it really well. They can hide parts of the roof, even at the edges, what I'm trying to do there at the back of the house. I never could have cracked it. Thankfully, I put a column in later on that fixes it, but yeah. that's a special skill. That's a privilege, not a right. That's given to you when you do The Sims roofing. Oh, finally, I figured out what to do with that stupid mirror that came with Tiny Living. You can see it right there. It's to go over that dresser. I think it's ridiculous. I know they're probably like, we want to make it versatile, so let's put it over a wardrobe. But it just looks so bad in a bathroom. So in the bathroom, maybe just use a regular mirror with the Tiny Living sink, and then use that mirror especially for the just the small wardrobe dresser they give you. I actually really love the lamp that comes with Tiny Living. Even though it's the absolute opposite of tiny, it's probably the biggest lamp in the entire franchise. But I love the mid-century vibe of it. I'm totally going to just put that in other lots in general. That's a really versatile object. So kudos to the team in that maybe they didn't make something that was so tiny, but like you can use that basically in a lot of builds. I was trying to figure out what to do with the bay with that nook that I created for myself there. Couldn't figure it out, so I just drew a wall because yeah. And I tried to put like a little window up there, which didn't really work out, so I just kind of leave it like that. And I was trying to like figure out maybe if there was a different texture that suited it better. And I kind of settled somewhere on the middle, as you saw in the teaser, which is that some of it's done with that wood, that dark wood slide, and then some of it's stone. So it kind of looks like someone added an extension onto this. So maybe your sim could have a storyline where they renovated this home. And here I am just adding some fencing onto it. I also experiment with fencing. That doesn't go so well. I use the fence that you just saw back there. That's kind of why I stick with, you know, just keep it simple. I mean, it looks good though. I was really undecided, but I kind of felt when in doubt, go simpler, particularly because this is just such a standard house. It's not an experimental house. If I was doing an experimental house, I would have gone more experimental. But you know, nothing gets more standard than a red roof. So, oh, I am adding clutter to this countertop, and I did upload it to the gallery like that. You're gonna have to remove the clutter because the Sims can't prepare food on the ample space that's remaining. You'd think they would, but they can't. Oh, so stupid. And you're gonna have to remove that. So my apologies. But at least your Sims will save some money, because I think your Sims will only have about like 2 simoleons when they move in if you don't use any money cheat. So if they want your Sims to eat, you're gonna have to sell something. So sell the clutter. And yeah, oh, I changed it to wood because I wanted to put a rug in here. That rug looks good, although it's really the only color the rug looks good in besides the black, but the black didn't suit this build. But if you're going for color, don't bother, the rug's ugly. The only nice rug there was the dark navy, which you can kind of see there in striped with the white. And yeah, I really like the mid-century furniture though. Like, kudos. I think they're nice watches. They have an IKEA vibe to them, which makes them contemporary for even today. I just wish though it came with a matching table. I mean, I kind of want you to use that glass table there. You can see that the table swatch matches the wood swatch, but I would have preferred a new table, you know, something a bit more modern, something a bit different. I mean, it's a kind of, again, like I mentioned in the last video, how they made you a new toilet and sink, but did not give you a new shower. And likewise, with your dining room, they gave you a new chair, but not a new table. They gave you a new tall table for your 4-seater, but if you're going to introduce a new dining chair, they should introduce a new table to go with it, right? Like, they need to start figuring out that they need to complete the full set. And again, because the bedrooms are so lame in this build, again, I'm going to do better. That's like a political statement. I can only really fit in like skill objects because that's the advantage of living in a 64 tile lot. So yeah, for sure I'm going to take a second crack at it, because for a 64 tile house, I should be able to fit a lot more into those bedrooms. That said, I was going to knock the wall for the 2 girls, but I felt like, you know, they're growing up, they're going to be teenagers soon, they need their privacy. So now I'm moving on to the landscaping and I'm building out the backyard, because I was so unhappy with how the build turned out. I was like, this needs to have a good backyard. Even then, I didn't get as much in as I wanted to. Like, I didn't get a swing set in. I got like an art easel and then just like your regular barbecue and dining set. But I'm kind of feeling like you can just go over to your neighbor farmers there, or your the farmhouse or whatever, and just use the neighbors if you can sit through a loading screen, because that's The Sims 4 for you. I'm not throwing shade. I think without the loading screen, there's like some playground items back there in the background your Sims can walk over to and play with. I'm just adding the lights in, putting in some final touches, and then adding in my bushes. I really wanted a bush and I sold a lot to get that bush. What did I sell? I think I sold a fruit basket, a bowl of fruit. Wow, I'm tired. So we're coming towards the end of the build. Yeah, you know, it was a grand old attempt for my first 64 tile challenge. You know, it was a good as attempt as my first 32 tile challenge build, which was that like renovated shed that I did that had like the green door with the brown windows. You can find it on my channel. Anyhow, we're coming towards the end of the build. Yeah, here it is. Here's the end. You can see them using the house. I'm going to leave it here. Please subscribe to stay tuned for further videos. You can see my other 64 tile build, which I'm going to obviously improve on because this is a disaster. But you can also watch my more awesome 32 tile builds because I think I'm pretty proud of those. If you do like the video though, please do give it a thumbs up because, you know, that'll cheer me up after I feel so lost, beaten after this build. So that'd cheer my mood up. And also leave comments below on how you think I could have improved this build. What did I make too big? Because again, I don't think it looks 64 tiles compared to what I could fit with 32 tiles. Anyway though, I'm going to leave it here so you can enjoy the rest of this montage. I think I show you the Caliente Sisters one more time, so at least you'll get a bit of fun out of that and you get to watch a naked hunk. Bye everybody.